How's it? Today is Saturday, November 8th. It is a strength Saturday, sumo deadlifts, bench press, a lot of accessories. It was the longest day ever. I feel like I was at the gym for so long, but when I looked back at it, I was actually only at the gym for like 3 hours, which is a long time, but by my normal times, if I don't have anywhere to be, I kind of just take as long as I want to, as long as I need. So, sometimes on Saturdays when I have no plans before, no plans after, I just wake up and I do whatever until I'm mentally ready to go to the gym, and then I go to the gym, and I just am there until I'm done. But today it was something different. I feel like today I just ran out of energy about halfway through these deadlifts, and I don't think that they were particularly difficult. The weight for sure is a little bit heavier than or like it felt heavier than how I initially thought it would feel. Does that make sense? Um, but I mean, the weight moved. I think just the effort that I expected to output was a lot higher, and it is what it is. I'm not necessarily upset with how it felt, especially because here's my first set at 145. But given how I deadlifted on Wednesday, the clean deadlift at 151, that was like ridiculously hard. So 145, I'm like it's only 6 kilos off. Of course, I have my belt here, and I'm not doing any cleans beforehand, and I'm also doing sumo. So like these are all factors that make it easier. It's just that like it being so close to that, how heavy it was on Wednesday. It was just heavy. I think that first set was a bit weird because I actually didn't do my touch and go like I normally do, but I wanted to see how it would feel if I had to reset with every single rep, and I think it is actually very, very, very hard for me to do that. Like I felt like my lower back was, it wasn't hurting, but it was pretty uncomfortable going through those ranges of motion. And I'm happy that I was able to make the adjustment to do the touch and goes. After the deadlifts, I did my bench press. I went up to 200 pounds today, which is 5 pounds heavier than the bench presses that I did 2 weeks ago. And for the first set, my tricep on my left arm was not feeling great. Like it felt like was it felt like it had a bruise on it. I don't know how to explain it. Like when I played football, if somebody like ran into your arm, or the face mask hits your arm, and then you try to move that muscle around later, and it kind of hurts. That's kind of how it felt. It was only present on the first set, so I moved into the second set and I was still able to bench, and it basically disappeared. It didn't gradually go away. It was just like completely gone on the second set. So I'm not entirely sure what that was or why it happened, but yeah, I made all the lifts today at 200. I did throw on the belt because I was by myself, and so I didn't know if it was going to be like if it was going to be doable. Here is 200 here. I cut to the side angle here real quick. I know my hips do come off the bench, but that's kind of how it's been for forever, and I don't lift in the bench press, so like I'm not upset at that. I know that if somebody's gonna watch that and compare that to how other people lift, like of course that's not gonna be good, but that's how I lift, and it doesn't really make me like want to change. Like I mean, cool, yeah, it'd be great to change, for change's sake, but I feel like for myself the joy of bench pressing is the movement itself, not necessarily how close I am to competition quality reps. After that, I did all my accessory stuff, which again, this point of the day, I'm just really running on fumes, and it's just doesn't feel good. I just lost all motivation to move forward, which is very, very atypical of how I proceed with a lot of the lifting. For me, when I lift, I'm literally like, okay, I just do this one, do this one, do this one. I'm just trying to attack the things that are ahead of me, like the next step. I'm just thinking about the next step, not trying to think 4 or 5 steps ahead. But that's kind of really how it felt today, and it was really weird. So did Chinese rows, Bulgarian split squats, dumbbell curls, back extensions, and then the Turkish get up. Turkish get ups were hard again. I did go 12 today instead of 16. Like I started 16 last week, and 16 was way too hard. So here is 12, and like I feel quite a bit of cramping in like my triceps when I'm doing this. Not really on my left tricep, but more on my right tricep, which is different than what I was experiencing for the bench press. But it is what it is. I'm pretty happy with how these went today. I think the quality of movement was a lot better than they were for the 16 kilos. And if anything, I'm gonna need to increase this rep range before I increase weight. That's going to be the big thing, I think. It's probably going to 8, then 10, and then maybe try to increase the weight. I could also do dumbbells, but I don't think that the dumbbells is going to be as difficult, just because the dumbbells are going to be literally supported by my whole hand, whereas the kettlebell is kind of swinging off the back of my arm, right? But yeah, not much else to say about today. It was just a very long training session for me. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.